Recorded live at the 2026 Landscape Ontario Congress in Toronto, Canada. Here's your host, Shawn Sandink.
I'm here today with Danielle, how do I pronounce your last name?
Gomes.
Danielle Gomes of Crown Commons. Danielle, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? What do you do? How did you get involved in the green industry?
I do design. So that's my primary is doing landscape design and exterior works. I got involved through school, so I ended up going for something totally different, as most people do, and
What was
figured
that?
out I wanted to go for paramedics.
Okay.
That's what I went to school for first, at least for pre-health.
Right.
And on my way home, they were doing one of those open houses where you'd like have all of the rooms open and everything. And I stumbled upon, I kid you not, the hallway light was flickering, and they had this banner that said landscape design. And for whatever reason, I'm like, I'm going in that room.
So the creepy flickering light,
flickering hallway
there
light.
could be a poltergeist in there,
Yeah.
but that's what's calling you.
And I said, I want to go in that classroom because I think that's really cool. And as soon as I walked in and I saw the work that people were completing and doing, I was like, I could do that. I could do that for the rest of my life. Like,
Give me an example of what you were looking at.
project templates and stuff, really. So it was mostly actually very architecturally targeted. So
Okay.
stuff like different, I don't even know whether it was courtyards, houses, residential, commercial stuff. But it's all the display boards that were included in it. So something that would be presentation ready for a company or for the city or for any of those kind of things, where it kind of takes you along visually and along with the content of how you're describing your designs and what you wanted to include in it. And I was like, oh God, that's so cool. It mixes the reality of the creativity plus the application of it,
Right.
So it was really, really cool to see, and I fell in love with it right away.
So you literally came out of a CPR class,
Yep.
sitting there going, I'm not doing this staying alive thing anymore.
No.
I want to do. So how did that conversation go with your loved ones? You're going,
Badly.
and even your profs and stuff. So you're going, yeah, I'm out. I'm not doing. Did you finish up that semester?
I did. So I actually had applications in progress for the paramedic program after to follow.
Okay.
And I went, no, let's cancel these because I'm going to do something different. I don't know. I loved greenhouse. I took one course of it in high school and was like, that was pretty cool. But
Right.
you're not, I'm from a pretty small town. That's not a career.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I grew up in Port Elgin.
Okay. Yeah. Love
So-
Port Elgin.
Yeah.
There
Great
you
area.
go. It
I
is.
it was, I don't know, a really click moment for me. And I love it. And I've been doing it ever since.
And so you walked into that class, you saw it, so you finished the semester. I gotta ask this, I'm thinking the answer is no, but did any of the courses transfer over?
No.
Okay, so
I tried
not
really hard. They make you take electives and things, and I was like, oh, but I already took all of these. And they're like, no, it doesn't count. And I was
so you had to start all the way from
start
scratch.
over, yeah.
You became a landscape
Designer. Yep.
and then you're starting on your own. You work for a corporation. You're working for
I worked
a landscape
for a lot
company.
I worked for a lot of different companies. I worked for an architecture firm. I worked for some installations, some maintenance, some builds. So I've had some hands-on experience. And,
Did you meet any mentors along that way?
I
Do you
got
have
a ton of mentors. So and then shows like this, like today, I run into all of them. So
Right, for sure.
it's
Common meeting place. It's one of the things I love about this show.
oh my God.
That you get to see old friends, meet new people,
Yeah.
talk about war stories. See,
Yeah.
hey, do you remember when this terrible thing happened? Oh,
And everybody can laugh and have a good time and just kind of come back together. And it kind of feels like a reunion, of old people. And then they introduce you to new people and you're like, oh my God, yeah, we totally get along. And this can totally be a connection going forward. So
so what are you doing now?
landscape design. So
Right. And
I mean,
for your company,
for my company, yeah,
your when did you start for yourself?
just over a year ago. So maybe almost a year and a half, last September, 2024.
And are
Right.
you solo? Do you have a team? What do you?
Solo right now.
You're solo right now.
Right now, primarily working for contractors actually that don't have in-house designers or handling overflow of other design companies kind of things. So we work really well together and mesh that way. I'm trying to get into the residential market direct because I think that would be really cool to work with the homeowners, take on a bit more of the project coordination side of things and being able to say, hey, I worked with these guys before, you should hire them, or, set out some bid forms and get a couple different people that I know do quality work and can be that representative for my clients.
Right. What's the wow moment for you? Like what do you do that when you get home at the end of the day, you close up your laptop, you're done, you're like, this was a great day. Give me what in your work gives you those magical moments?
I think there's two primary moments. One is when you get to show them the first version in 3D, and then they get that wow.
Isn't that a game changer?
Oh my God.
Like,
Oh,
imagine
yes,
you couldn't
yes.
do this,
Yeah,
right? You were doing sketches on a foolscap piece of paper,
yeah.
and you've got that blue ink bleeding out, and you're like, can you envision the great thing that you're going to be having? And they're like, no,
I can't see any
we
of it."
can't see any of it. And now you can literally magic, and you're building a vision picture of where they're going to be spending their time.
Yeah. Yeah. And for the most part, a lot of people have like a little inkling of what they want, but they don't know what's possible, right? So as soon as you throw a couple of those extra things in there, that's like, yeah, this fits your budget. Why don't we do it this way? And they see it. And once they see it and they go, you're so right. It's those moments for me where it's like you can close your laptop at the end of the day and go, nice, we did that, right? Or my second moment is when the job's done and you can shake their hand and say, thank you so much. I'll be back next year for photos. Like, and they can just relax and be okay and everything's good.
So you do a walkthrough with them and it's all done. And now, do you work then to make sure the quality is right, that the contractor understands the design? Or are you just design and done, or do you stay through a project?
It depends. Like I said, if it's for my contractors that call me and say, hey, Danielle, like I need you to design this, for the most part, I work with really, really great people that I know can handle it and they're fine.
Right.
I'm always available for my clients and the contractors if they have questions or anything, but I don't typically do that final walkthrough with them.
Right.
But I do stay in touch and like to have that conversation, go, how's it going? How's everything happen? And they love to send me progress photos, like just the clients direct even. Um, but yeah, it kind of just depends on the job and what the scope is, right? Because sometimes it is a simpler thing and sometimes it is the bigger things, right? And I want to make sure things don't get missed as well. So,
For sure.
yeah.
What do you find is the toughest part of the job?
Demand.
Demand.
Come March to May,
Yeah.
my phone is ringing nonstop. And it's like, yes, 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 we can do this. And then you hit kind of a point and you're like, my schedule is booked for the next 3 weeks. Okay, if we stop, we take a breather. How are we going to go from here? And then
Right.
from there, it's good. But yeah, because of the way that the industry works, it comes in waves. And I find with design, you get it that first spring.
Yeah.
And you get it also right at the end of summer because everybody's trying to crunch for fall to winter. So you kind of
Sure.
have these two big waves of
So
time.
that's happening. That's, those are pretty tight time frames. Are people not wanting a design like 2 years before or a year before? They want
No.
instant gratification now in our world.
Always. What do you mean?
And 'cause I think, like, if I were to be redoing my backyard, I would want the design at least a year before so that I could get up and get prepared and figure things out.
I do definitely get a few of those. A couple people who are like looking to explore what's possible, right? And have a good understanding of the budgets, the framing, like what we can do over the next year, 2 years, whatever, to try and get what they're looking for.
Right.
But I would say for the most part, everyone's like, okay, I don't want a construction backyard all summer. I want it now, or I want it at the end. I don't want anything. So,
Intriguing.
and they don't have a sense of timelines.
Right.
Like, they just don't know, right? They're uneducated. They're just, people being people, and they want a backyard done, and they don't know how long it's going to take to put in a patio. They have no idea how long the design process is going to take. They have no idea. So it's a lot of educating, too.
So how are you getting your customers?
Through my contractors.
Okay.
So like I said, because I'm working more or less for the most part as their outsourced designer that works really closely
And
with
how
them.
did you get the contractors?
Meetings like this, meeting people, going to networking events.
Right. Are you using digital media at all?
Yeah, I try my best.
Right. How do you see AI influencing your business at all? Or do you use it as a tool?
I need to use it a little bit more, I think, because I do think when you get, designer's block or whatever, if you're stuck on a project, that it's really useful. I don't use it typically to build out my designs just because I do think that there's a lot of things that could be missed.
And you want eyeballs on, you want that personal attention to detail.
Definitely. But it's funny because this year, actually, I had a bunch of people come back to me and say, hey, Danielle, I used your design as a basis.
Right.
Put it into AI, and I want to change these few things. So they're using it as a tool back to me on how they want to see their edits done, which is really interesting, actually, which I don't know if I would have guessed that kind of expectation on the use of AI. but it's really good for them to be able to like explain it in a visual way back to me.
Right. That's actually very cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that at all, but I can see how that would make the communication process just that much clearer. Like, is this what we're actually looking at? No, you got it totally wrong, Danielle.
Yeah.
I was talking about this, and that's pretty cool.
But like I said, like it's as a base point, right? So they already have my vision and they're like, okay, let's tweak these things, and they put it in because like AI is really good about giving you like whatever, and they'll give you so many different versions, right? But
Right.
try to tweak it. Like you could sit there for a day and do it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like to have somebody's basis and like be able to tweak what they want to tweak from it is pretty cool.
That's very neat.
Mhm.
Very neat. Have you ever messed up? There's been a and you're like, "Oh, Danielle, no."
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us about your worst like do-over moment where you're like, "Oh, I've learned from that. Not doing that again."
Design wise, I don't think I've had anything too bad.
But
No, because my contractors will catch it and be like, "What is this?" Or we work through it or whatever.
right.
Most of them actually, like if there's something that they don't even know how to build, will take on that challenge. They'll be like, "That's really cool. I want to do that. I've never built anything like that. How do we go about it?" So they have a really good attitude on the build process. But I think of any of my actual mistakes, they were working for other people and doing estimating because that's so tough.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I could see that.
Yeah, so that's a live and learn, but
Is there anything you wish existed that isn't out there yet? You're like, "Oh man, if I could just have one of these in the design," but that doesn't actually exist yet. And like that's how a lot of things actually have happened. People are like, "Why don't we have this type of light? Why don't we have this type of tree? Why don't we have this type of hardscape?" And so then is there something that you wish was out there?
that's a really good question. I would say, and if we're in dreamland here, because I know there's a
That's
lot
where
of
we're living.
feasibility,
Yep.
is plants. Right now, my core is in GTA based, right? So
Right.
I have a lot of small backyards and things.
Yep.
So like a tree that can and will live within a 2-foot spot, like a taproot or something that I could use would be like magnificent.
Yes, I also want this.
Yeah.
That would be
That would be
yes,
amazing.
we need this. That actually grows to a decent size.
Yeah, like height wise.
Yeah,
Not
height-wise,
width
but
wise.
not width-wise.
And that's not going to heave your stone, like something that
Right.
goes straight down.
Yeah.
Not like, because you obviously want 3 or 4 feet per tree at least.
Oh, we
right?
can
But
do this.
yeah,
Yes. Okay. I love that. I
that
love
would be my ask
So-
to the industry.
Let's say I am loving everything I'm hearing and I want you on my property. I want you to design the yard and be consultative through the process. And I really want you to walk me through at the end.
Yep.
So we get those wow moments together. How do I find you? How do we connect? Are you on socials, website, whatever? Take me to your place.
I've got right now an Instagram. I've got a website, so you can message any of those platforms. I've got
What are they?
Google, crowncommons.ca. You can reach out there at any point. Send me a message on Instagram, and we can take it from there.
Danielle, thank you so much for taking this time.
You're
I
very
wish you the
welcome.
best.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Confessions of the Craft. Ensure you never miss an episode by subscribing to the podcast so you can be the first to hear new episodes and discover previous ones. Follow Site One on Facebook X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn for the latest trends in industry updates.